Thousands of Palestinians have taken shelter in United Nations-run facilities as Israel intensifies its assault on Gaza with a deadly strike on a refugee camp along Gaza's coast. As the violence escalates, the humanitarian crisis deepens. Gaza's main power lines are at risk of collapsing, according to Palestinian media. Egyptian medics are reportedly evacuating some injured Palestinians out of Gaza via the Rafah crossing. Meanwhile, Israel says rockets continue to be launched by militant group Hamas into its cities. There have been no deaths today. 139 Palestinians and 8 Israelis have been killed in the last week. Middle East correspondent Tom Joyner reports from near the Gaza border.
The growing human cost of deepening crisis. Fadi Tanani is burying his brother, sister-in-law and their 4 children. The youngest was just 2. His entire family wiped out in one Israeli airstrike in Gaza.
5 rockets came and his wife was pregnant. They have no mercy, not for children or adults.
Israeli forces are continuing to pound Gaza from the air. On the 6th day since the violence escalated, the military targeted a Hamas security compound and 2 warehouses used to store weapons.
Hamas thought it could hide underground, but it can't. They attacked us on our holiday. They attacked our capital and they will pay a heavy price for it.
A barrage of rockets also fell into Israel from Gaza overnight, this one hitting a fuel depot in the nearby city of Ashdod. As the conflict played out in the skies, the tension was felt on the streets. A massive protest in the occupied West Bank saw Israeli forces using tear gas and rubber bullets to control the crowd. But it turned deadly as Palestinians threw rocks and petrol bombs, with soldiers using live ammunition. At least 11 Palestinians died. The confrontations in the occupied West Bank mark a broadening out of the conflict after days of hostilities in Gaza, as fears grow that a ground invasion could be launched in the Strip. Gaza is struggling with limited fuel reserves, with power blacking out between 8 and 12 hours per day. Water is also a scarce resource, and UN agencies estimate at least 12,000 Palestinians have been displaced from their homes.
The fighting has the potential to unleash an uncontainable security and humanitarian crisis and to further foster extremism.
While international calls for de-escalation are intensifying, people around the world are demonstrating against the Israeli offensive. Hundreds rallied in support of Palestinians at the Lebanese-Israeli border. One Lebanese protester died after he was shot trying to cross over. Similar scenes played out in nearby Jordan, Turkey, and even cities across Australia.
Israel out of Palestine! Israel out of Palestine!
In Sydney and Melbourne, thousands turned out in solidarity and with hope the violent conflict can be de-escalated.
We need to be loud, we need to be big in numbers, and we need to scream so we can be heard.
A United States special envoy has touched down in Israel to broker de-escalation talks in a hope a ceasefire can be reached.
Well, significantly for Palestinians, today's developments fall on the 73rd anniversary of what Palestinians refer to as Al-Nakba, when Israeli forces expelled up to 750,000 Palestinians from their homes. Tom Joyner is on the Gaza border with Israel. I asked him how effective diplomatic overtures are likely to be.
Well, Mariam, that's the question everyone is asking. The special US envoy left Washington and touched down in Tel Aviv yesterday, local time. However, so far the involvement of the international community has failed to achieve a ceasefire agreement between Hamas and Israel. Meanwhile, in the Gaza Strip, just kilometres from where I'm standing now, the situation is worsening. Overnight, in the early hours of Saturday, we saw the single deadliest Israeli airstrike, almost wiping out an entire family, 10 killed, including 8 Palestinian children. It's stories like this that make these de-escalation talks even more urgent.
Tom Joyner there reporting from near the Gaza border. Thank you.